Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I will be discussing how to use homeopathic remedies on ailments. Continue with brain and nervous system ailments starting with the letter D to F1. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Please refer to my How to Use Homeopathic Remedies video before using the material in this video. I'll be discussing how to use homeopathic remedies on specific ailments, but I've broken these ailments into categories for easier reference. I'll begin with ailments of the mind and emotions, then move on to ailments of the brain and nervous system, then issues of the skin, nails, hair, eyes, ears, nose, teeth, gums, lungs, respiration, heart, blood circulation, muscles, bones, joints, then ailments of the esophagus, stomach, duodenum, small, large intestines, liver, gallbladder, pancreas, then ailments of the kidney and bladder, then ailments specific to women and specific to men, then issues of the hormone and metabolism, and then after I'll address the issues of homeopathic remedies on infections, infestations in the immune system. Then issues surrounding fertility and pregnancy and surrounding childbirth and postnatal problems. Then homeopathic remedies that address special problems in infants, ailments and diseases in childhood, and special issues of adolescents, and finally, special issues of the elderly. Constitutional treatment involves treating the totality of the individual person. Everyone is a unique individual with a unique physiology that responds to substances differently. In homeopathy, it's recognized that people will react strongly to certain remedies, and as a result of this, can be loosely placed into different categories called constitutional types. Homeopaths talk of, for example, phosphoric types. These are people who react strongly to phosphorus, or arsenicum album types, those who react strongly to arsenicum album. The belief is that people of one type share similarities in terms of body shape, character, and personality, and the sorts of diseases from which they suffer. As an example, Natrum people tend to be pear-shaped and have a dark complexion, be fastidious and rigid in personality, and keep themselves to themselves. They also crave salt and suffer from constipation. As another example, Lycopodium types tend to be tall, gangly, and of stooped appearance, with an anxious expression and a craving for sweets, and a propensity to produce intestinal gas. Of course, constitutional types have their limitations. In reality, each person is an individual, and so there are as many constitutional types as there are human beings. An account must be taken of the sum total of the person's inherent predispositions, past illnesses, diet, general reactions to the environment, intellectual and emotional features, and general attitude towards life. This is what is meant by constitutional treatment. I'll be making detailed videos on the various constitutional types after I've completed the use of homeopathic remedies on ailments. The ideas, procedures, and suggestions in this video and all my homeopathic videos are not intended as a substitute for the medical advice of a trained health professional. Consult your physician before adopting the suggestions in this video. If you're pregnant, do not attempt these techniques with the approval of your physician. So, let's continue with learning how homeopathic treatments can help with brain and nervous system ailments. Today, we will continue with brain and nervous system ailments that begin with the letters D and F1. Dizziness. Dizziness is a sensation of being unbalanced and spinning. Specific remedies. To be taken as often as necessary for up to 10 doses when an attack comes on. When dizziness symptoms are made worse by loud noise, such as in airports, factories, discos, and so forth, use Theridion 6C. When dizziness symptoms are made worse by downward motion, use Borax 6C. When dizziness symptoms are made worse by looking up, use Calcarea 6C. When dizziness symptoms are made worse by lying down, use Conium 6C. When the dizzy person feels trembly as well as dizzy, use Gelsemium 6C. When the dizzy person feels better in open air, but worse if they try to walk, turn, or read, use Kal Carb 6C. When dizzy symptoms are made worse by flickering lights, such as television, strobe lights, and so forth, use Nux 6C. Encephalitis. Encephalitis is an inflammation of the brain. It's usually caused by a viral infection. The symptoms are fever, headache, loss of energy, loss of appetite, irritability, restlessness, abnormal sleepiness or drowsiness, intolerance to light, and in severe cases, muscular weakness, double vision, loss of speech and hearing, and finally, coma and death. This is a very dangerous condition in babies and the elderly. Call a doctor if encephalitis is suspected. Specific remedies to be taken every 15 minutes for up to 10 doses while waiting for help to arrive. For the encephalitis patient that has a flushed face, staring eyes, and the person is delirious, use Belladonna 30C. For the encephalitis patient who is experiencing a marked drowsiness, especially in an infant, use Nux Mosch 6C. For the encephalitis patient that feels dizzy and complains of a tight band around their forehead and wants nothing to drink and feels weak and trembly, use Gelsemium 6C. Fainting. Fainting is when you suddenly feel weak and unsteady and momentarily pass out. It is caused by a momentary shortfall in the oxygen supply to the brain. Fainting can be a symptom of low blood pressure if it happens after a few days in bed or as you stand up from a stooped or sitting position. It can also be caused by hypoglycemia if you are diabetic or have not eaten for some time, hyperventilation after fasting or prolonged shallow breathing, or cervical spondylosis if the person is over 50 and has only to turn the head slowly to feel faint and anemia, and anemia, whose symptoms are increasing shortness of breath and tiredness, or from heat exhaustion after several hours in the sun or in hot, stuffy surroundings. It can also be a side effect of certain drugs. If the faints last for more than a minute or two or occur quite frequently, see your doctor. There are also a number of acute conditions that cause fainting that require urgent action. If the person suddenly feels faint and weak, looks very pale and gasps for air, there may be internal bleeding. Call 911 and give Arnica 30C every 2 minutes until help arrives. If there is numbness and tingling, blurred vision, confusion, difficulty speaking, or loss of sensation in the limbs, the person may be having a stroke. Call 911 and give Arnica 30C every 15 minutes until help arrives. Specific remedies to be given every 5 minutes for up to 7 doses when faintness comes on or immediately after fainting. For faintness associated with shortness of breath and after unaccustomed exercise, use Nux Mosch 6C. For faintness that is brought on by a fright, the person is pale, tense, and scared of dying, use Aconite 30C. For faintness brought on by a fright, the person feels weak and shaky, use Gelsemium 6C. For faintness brought on by a fright, the person is numb with shock, use Opium 6C. For fainting brought on by emotional shock, use Ignatia 6C. For faintness brought on by anger, use Veratrum 6C. For faintness brought on by excitement, use Coffea 6C. For faintness caused by loss of blood, use China 6C. For faintness caused by lack of sleep, use Cocculus 6C. For the person who faints at the sight of blood, use Nux 6C. Some self-help things that you can do for this. Get the faint person to sit down and gently push their head down toward their knees, or better still, get the person to lie down. Then put a cushion or two under their ankles. Both measures encourage blood to flow towards the head. Loosen clothing around the neck and give the person as much fresh air as possible, and stop people from crowding around them. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, and so I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easy to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.